That lo-fi beats playlist you've had running for the last hour, it's quietly working against you. And the worst part is, it feels like it's helping. I know because I did the same thing for years. Here's what used to happen to me. I'd sit down, put my headphones on, press play on whatever was trending, and I genuinely felt productive, like ready, energized, in the zone. But then I'd get to the exam, and my mind would just go blank. I studied this. I know I studied this. So why isn't it coming back? If that sounds familiar, what I'm about to share is exactly for you. Let's start with the science, but I promise to keep it simple. Your brain has what researchers call working memory. Think of it like a desk. It only has so much space. When you're studying, you're using that desk to understand new information, connect ideas, and actually learn. Now here's the problem. Music, even background music, takes up space on that desk too. Your brain is still processing it, even if you think you're ignoring it. This is called cognitive load theory, and it tells us that every extra input your brain processes reduces how much capacity is left for the actual learning. But it gets more specific than that. There's something called the irrelevant sound effect. Research consistently shows that when background sound is present, any sound, your ability to remember sequences and information drops, even sound you're not consciously listening to. And then, if you're studying with lyric-based music, the effect gets even stronger. Your brain has a system for processing language. Researchers call it the phonological loop. When you're reading your notes or your textbook, that system is working. When lyrics are playing at the same time, both compete for the exact same channel. Your brain is trying to process two streams of words at once. The result? Studies show a 10 to 20% drop in reading comprehension. That's not a small number. That's the difference between understanding something and almost understanding it. Now here's the part that really got me. Even if you managed to learn something while music was playing, there's another layer to this. Memory doesn't just store information, it stores context. The conditions around you when you learn something become part of how your brain retrieves it later. So if you encoded a chapter of biology notes while your playlist was running, that rhythm, that melody, it becomes wired into the memory. It's like a key that helps unlock it. Which sounds fine until you walk into an exam hall, and the exam hall is silent, the key is gone. The retrieval cue isn't there, and your brain struggles to find what it already knows. That's not a memory problem, that's an environmental mismatch. Researchers actually call it retrieval failure. You knew it, you just couldn't access it under the conditions that mattered most. Drop a comment right now. Does this sound familiar? Have you ever gone blank in an exam on something you actually studied? Tell me below. I want to know I'm not the only one. Okay, so does this mean music is always bad? No, it's actually all about timing. Here's a method I want you to try. I call it prime and silence. Phase 1 is the prime. Before you sit down to study, not during, use music to get yourself ready. Something upbeat, something that lifts your mood and wakes you up. This part is real. Listening to energizing music before a cognitive task can increase alertness and even boost dopamine. It's not a myth, it just has to stop before the deep work starts. Use it to organize your desk, set up your materials, make your tea, build your momentum. Phase 2 is the silence. Once you actually open the book, transition. If total silence feels uncomfortable at first, try pink noise instead of music. Pink noise is a consistent background frequency, like gentle rain or a fan, that masks sudden sounds without adding new information for your brain to process. It gives you calm without cost. And if you're doing something repetitive, organizing your notes, color coding, data entry, music is actually fine there. The research shows it helps with low-friction tasks by preventing boredom. The problem is only when new learning is involved. I'm not here to take your playlist away. I'm here to help you use it smarter. Prime before, silence during. That's it. And on your next exam, you won't be reaching for a song that isn't there. You'll be reaching for the silence you practiced in, and it'll feel familiar, safe, yours. You're not a bad studier because music felt comfortable. You just didn't have this information yet. Now you do. Try it this week and drop a comment. Was the silence harder than you expected? I read everyone. If this was useful, the next video on why you can't focus, the pseudo-work trap, is worth watching too. See you there.